Life is often a journey with unexpected turns, and sometimes these turns bring great sadness. On a day that began like any other, Thursday, June 12, 2025, a terrible event unfolded in the skies over Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Air India flight AI-171, a beacon of modern travel, was preparing for its long journey to London Gatwick. The passengers inside were likely filled with a mix of emotions, some excited to visit family, others ready for a holiday, and some returning home. They settled into their seats, trusting the skilled crew and the magnificent machine that was to carry them across continents. This trust, so common in our daily lives, makes the shock of such a tragedy even greater. The aircraft involved was a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, a symbol of advanced engineering and comfort in air travel. The flight was scheduled to depart from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, a busy hub of activity in Ahmedabad. At 13:38 Indian Standard Time, the powerful engines roared to life, and the plane gracefully lifted off the runway, beginning its ascent. For a few brief moments, everything seemed perfectly normal. The plane climbed steadily into the afternoon sky, reaching an altitude of 625 feet. It was a routine departure, one of thousands that happen every single day around the world, making the events that followed all the more heartbreaking. Suddenly, just seconds after takeoff, something went catastrophically wrong. The signal from flight AI-171 was lost. The aircraft crashed in the Agar area, a locality situated distressingly close to the airport's outer boundary wall. The impact was devastating, with debris scattering near a doctor's hostel, a place usually associated with healing and care. Upon hitting the ground, the plane was immediately engulfed in flames, sending thick, dark smoke billowing into the sky. The sight was a stark and horrifying contrast to the peaceful afternoon that had existed only moments before, forever marking this day with sorrow and loss. The news of the crash spread with alarming speed, sending waves of shock and disbelief across the city and the nation. The loud sound of the impact, followed by the sight of the fire, alerted local residents and authorities to the grave situation. For those on the ground, it was a moment of profound horror, witnessing a scene that one only ever expects to see in movies. For the families of those on board, it was the beginning of an agonizing wait for information. A routine flight had turned into a national tragedy, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictable nature of our world. Every journey is made up of individual stories, and on flight AI-171, there were 242 such stories that were tragically interrupted. The aircraft was carrying a full complement of people, each with their own hopes, dreams, and destinations. On board, there were a total of 232 passengers, accompanied by a dedicated crew of 10 members who were responsible for their safety and comfort. These numbers are not just statistics. They represent lives, families, and communities that would be forever changed by this single terrible event. The crew members were professionals dedicated to their duty, and the passengers were a diverse group of people brought together for a common journey. The passenger list painted a picture of a truly international flight, connecting India with the United Kingdom. The majority of those on board were Indian nationals, with 169 individuals making the journey. They were joined by a significant number of British nationals, 53 in total, many of whom may have been visiting relatives or concluding business trips in India. The flight also carried 7 passengers from Portugal and 1 from Canada, highlighting the global connections that air travel fosters. Among the passengers was a well-known public figure, former Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, whose presence on the flight brought the tragedy even closer to home for the people of the state. Each person on that plane had a name, a family, and a reason for traveling. There were likely students heading to universities, parents going to see their children, and tourists excited to explore a new country. There were business professionals on their way to meetings, and individuals simply returning to their daily lives. The crew members too had families waiting for them, and they had embarked on this flight as part of their routine work, a job they performed with skill and dedication. The human cost of such an incident is immeasurable, extending far beyond those on the plane to the countless friends and relatives left behind. The news of the crash immediately created a sense of profound anxiety and grief for the families of those on board. As the passenger manifest became known, the names transformed from a simple list into real people. Each loss felt deeply by their loved ones. The diversity of nationalities meant that the sorrow was shared across borders, with families in India, the UK, Portugal, and Canada united in their grief. In these moments, we are reminded that behind every flight number and seat assignment, there is a human being with a unique and precious life story, making the loss all the more profound. In times of great disaster, the true strength of a community is revealed through its response. The moment the crash of Flight AI-171 occurred, a massive and coordinated emergency operation was launched. The proximity of the crash site to the airport meant that the first responders were on the scene with remarkable speed. Fire tenders from the airport and the city were immediately dispatched, their sirens cutting through the air as they raced towards the blaze. Their primary and most urgent task was to combat the fierce fire that had engulfed the aircraft, a dangerous and difficult job that required immense courage and skill. The scale of the incident required a response far beyond a single agency. Soon, the area was flooded with help from all quarters. The Ahmedabad police arrived to secure the perimeter, managing the flow of traffic and ensuring that emergency teams could work without obstruction. Disaster response forces were mobilized on a large scale to assist in the complex and heart-wrenching task of search and rescue. The Indian Air Force and the Army also joined the efforts, bringing their expertise, equipment, and manpower to the scene. This coming together of different uniformed services showed a powerful unity of purpose in the face of tragedy. A specialized force, the National Disaster Response Force, or NDRF, played a crucial role in the operation. 6 teams were immediately deployed to the site, 3 from their base in Gandhinagar and another 3 from Vadodara. These highly trained personnel are experts in managing complex disaster situations. They methodically began the painstaking work of sifting through the wreckage, searching for any signs of life, and working to recover the victims with the utmost dignity and respect. Visuals from the scene showed a continuous stream of ambulances rushing people to nearby hospitals, a testament to the relentless efforts of the rescue teams. The entire operation was a powerful display of teamwork and dedication. From the firefighters battling the flames, to the police managing the crowd, and from the NDRF personnel navigating the debris to the medical staff waiting in the hospital, everyone worked together with a single goal: to save lives and provide aid. The swift and comprehensive mobilization of so many different agencies was critical in managing the immediate aftermath. It was a clear demonstration that in India's darkest hours, its people and institutions are capable of coming together with great strength and compassion to help those in need. When a tragedy of such magnitude strikes, strong and compassionate leadership is essential to guide the response and comfort the grieving. From the highest levels of government, officials acted swiftly to address the situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, upon learning of the crash, immediately instructed the Union Civil Aviation Minister, Ram Mohan Naidu, to provide all necessary support. This directive set in motion a series of actions aimed at ensuring a coordinated and effective response. Minister Naidu promptly announced that he was traveling to Ahmedabad to personally oversee the relief and rescue operations, a move that reassured the public that the situation was being given the highest priority. Union Home Minister Amit Shah also responded with urgency and sorrow. He spoke with officials in Gujarat to get a detailed understanding of the situation on the ground. In a public statement, he expressed his deep sadness over the tragic loss of life and assured the state government that the central government would provide all possible assistance. These messages from national leaders were not just procedural, they were expressions of solidarity with the victims and their families, letting them know that the entire nation shared their pain. The Ahmedabad Police Commissioner, G.S. Malik, also confirmed the details of the crash, providing clear and official information to prevent the spread of rumors. In the midst of the chaos and heartbreak, providing support to the families of the passengers and crew was a paramount concern. Air India, the airline at the center of this tragedy, quickly established a special assistance hotline. They released the number 1-800-569-1444, creating a dedicated channel for families to seek information and support during an incredibly difficult and uncertain time. This small but vital step is crucial in managing the human side of such a disaster. At the same time, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, or DGCA, dispatched its own accident investigation team to the site to begin the long and detailed process of determining what caused this terrible event. This unfortunate incident highlights the importance of preparedness, quick action, and above all, human compassion. The coordinated efforts of the emergency services, the decisive actions of government leaders, and the support systems put in place for families all demonstrate a commitment to managing a crisis with both efficiency and heart. While the investigation into the cause of the crash continues, the immediate focus remains on the rescue operations and providing comfort to those who have lost their loved ones. In these moments of shared sorrow, we see the best of humanity emerge. In the brave first responders, the caring leaders, and the communities that come together to support one another.